Hello and welcome to the last Sikich Live of the year. This is our Sikich Live Salesforce edition, coming to you here from Chicago, Illinois. Before we get started, want to mention for everyone to smash that subscribe and like button wherever it is. It's somewhere over there, maybe down there, whether on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Glad to have you here. Make sure that you sign up for those notifications so that you know that we're here each Tuesday and Thursday. Although this is the last of the year, we will be back starting on January 7th with a new event called New Year, New ERP on January 7th. So make sure to check us out then when we come back. Again, next year we'll be back and we'll be talking about same exciting topics about ERP, IT managed services, security, CRM, and of course, so much more. Before I bring on our returning guest, Matt Mountain, partner here at Sikich, we are going to be talking today about banking industry specifics for FSC, Financial Services Cloud. But don't be shy in Sikich Live. If you're here right now and you have questions about Financial Services Cloud with Salesforce or anything in the banking industry, please feel free to add those questions and we'll try to get to them during our live today. That's why we go live each week so that we can answer your questions right here, right away. So back in August of 2015, Salesforce released the Financial Services Cloud, or what is commonly referred to as FSC, which you may hear us talk about today. Financial Services Cloud enables the financial services firms to unify the customer experience across channels, geographies, and both consumer and commercial lines of business. The Financial Service Cloud has many advantages within the wealth management industry, the financial services industry, and the banking industry, along with many more. So we're excited to have Matt today talking a little bit about FSC for the banking industry. Thanks for being here with us, Matt, once again.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No problem. And I did forget to mention that I did wear my shirt today, but Matt forgot.
You outdid me again.
Well, trying to keep that holiday spirit here in 2020, right? Mm-hmm. Looking forward to 2021 coming up here. So, but Matt, let's go and get started. I just want a quick general overview. I know we talked about this the past couple of weeks when Frank was on, but for the banking industry attendees we have today, what is Financial Services Cloud?
So Financial Services Cloud is a data model that Salesforce provides that allows you to represent and track your financial services clients. It originally started with wealth, then it went to insurance, and it's also in banking. So the idea is that you've got a common data model that can be used, and in this specific case, allows retail commercial bankers, tellers, to be able to see customer information and to be able to take action on it. So instead of buying Salesforce generic and customizing it, Salesforce.com has already customized it and built the data model for you. So at a high level, that's what it is.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute for a second.
Yeah.
So the banking industry is, one part of the financial services clouds. What specifically benefits the banking industry organizations within FSC?
So one of the problems is a lot of the banking organizations have a core system. And the core system has all the information about all their accounts. And the core system does what it does well. What it doesn't do very well is become that true CRM when you are really trying to understand more about the customer. So I worked with a bank once that wanted to track and really understand for John Smith, for example, what accounts does John have? So, for example, John's checking was in one table in the database, savings in another, mortgage in another, and all of a sudden trying to get a representation of how much business is John doing with us? Very difficult to do. So the idea behind FSC is that when you look at John Smith, the person, you can see a lot more about John. You can see John's family, who's he related to? What type of accounts does he have? What type of support have you provided him? And it really helps you get a better handle on who the customer is and how can you service them better.
So let's dive into that a little bit more. How does FSC help banking firms organize and manage their client relationships?
So when you think about it from a banking standpoint, there's always the sales side. And yeah, I want to be able to, after 7 years, people typically move. So I need to have an opportunity to do, refinance or sell you a different mortgage, right? But a lot of banks are really using it for support. And when you think about it, your support team at a bank is sales. They're just not called commercial bankers, retail bankers. So I'm not trying to downplay the sales side. I'm trying to emphasize the service side. So for example, if I were to call Fifth Third, I bank here in Cincinnati with Fifth Third Bank, but if I were to call my bank and say, I'm having this problem, can you help me? Not only could they help me, but gosh, it would be nice if they said, hey, we've noticed that you're using this a lot. You may want to add this service or this feature or whatever in order to make your life better. And that service call may not turn into any revenue. It may just give me access to some feature online that I may use. But it leaves a very meaningful memory that, hey, they helped me. And so whether I am going to, spend $5 a month for X or get it for free, or it's that service that's really important, because that then is a leading indicator of sales. So again, I'm not trying to downplay the sales side, because you really want to know a lot about your customer and all the activities, and I want to be able to share that. But I also want to know, how often are they calling in? What are they calling in for? So that when I'm talking to them next, I can reassure them that, we're here to help.
So I know there's, in the banking industry, there's lots of different systems that people are using, right? So banking organizations and companies are using, and they all need to be integrated into one consistent 360-degree view of the customer. What kind of capability does Financial Service Cloud or FSC have to integrate with those types of backend systems?
So Salesforce has an open API. So Salesforce can integrate with any system. It's really up to the system they want to integrate with. How open is their API? But originally, we started out doing integrations with core banking systems that were batch every night. And those work fine because, quite honestly, if I've got an account there that gets an extra penny in interest during the day, we don't need to update Salesforce real time. It doesn't matter, okay? But then I got into a religious debate with somebody, and it was a great debate, by the way. And what their comment is no, now we do want real time. And I said, well, give me a use case for it. And they said, well, what if somebody walks into a bank and deposits a check? Maybe they got sold their business or inherited money, or I don't know, and deposited a check for $250,000. Would you want to know that? Maybe as a banker, okay, I'm taking the check, I deposit it. As a wealth advisor, I'd want to know about it. So that way I could, hey, can I invest that for you? So there is value in having that real-time integration. It's not required, okay? But because you could always set up that at night as that new account comes in with $250,000 to set up alerts. But that's one of the bigger things that you're going to want to do from a pure banking standpoint is integrate with your core, because there's a lot of information that when consolidated, not only can you provide better service, but you can grow your revenue.
And so one thing that's of course, utmost importance to the banking industry, or really any industry at all, and I think Salesforce does a really good job at this, what type of analytics does FSC offer? Maybe a little bit more specific to the banking industry, or perhaps a little bit about how Einstein plays into FSC.
Yeah, great question, because I was actually thinking, as you were asking me that, I was thinking about artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
So let's start with artificial intelligence, then I'll get into the analytics. But again, let's think about a service call. I work at the service center. Somebody calls and says, hey, I would really like to do X or what have you. Wouldn't it be nice also if, based on artificial intelligence, it recommended something that maybe they don't have, that the propensity for them would be very high for them to buy or to use again. So you can use artificial intelligence, and Salesforce has a brand called Einstein that includes a lot of things that can also recommend next best action for you. Now, when we look at reporting and analytics within Financial Services Cloud, yeah, you're going to want pipeline reports, and am I growing my pipeline, and how much am I closing, and what kind of service calls am I getting? But you may even want to take that a step further, where you've got data in the Financial Services Cloud, but you also have data maybe in other systems. And 6 months ago or so, Salesforce bought Tableau. And prior to that, Salesforce had and has Einstein Analytics. And so there's a lot of analytical capabilities that you can do, whether you just want to drill down more into your Salesforce data, or if you want to combine that Salesforce data with other data and really get be able to do a lot of, as they call slicing and dicing, and really understand the details behind those high-level dashboards. So you can do reporting in Salesforce. There's third-party tools for analytics. And then there's also the Einstein capability, the next best action, and the AI in order to help you recommend what you may want to do next with that client.
Great. Well, Matt, I don't have any more questions for you. Thanks for answering all my questions here on FSC for the banking industry. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all of your time this year on our Sikich Lives. We look forward to having you back next year, of course. Like I mentioned earlier, we are ending today for the holiday season for our Sikich Lives, and we're going to be back on January 7th for a new live called New ERP, or New Year, New ERP. So make sure to check us out here on January 7th when we come back to our Sikich Lives. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy holidays, Happy New Year. Hope everyone has an excellent and much better, of course, 2021. Thanks again, and we look forward to seeing everybody next year. Bye.